Welcome everyone to Associations Creating Community. I'm Jefferson Glassie, call me Jeff, with Whiteford, Taylor, and Preston Association Nonprofit and Political Organizations section. And we are so pleased today to be able to host a wonderful colleague, friend, professional, and the president and CEO of ASAE, American Society of Association Executives, Michelle Mason. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Jeff, for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Yeah, well, I really appreciate your taking the time. I know that you have been busy. It's been about 7 months or so since you started, and we were talking a little bit beforehand about John Graham, and he was really the inspiration for me in kind of focusing on community in this podcast, because I know we're lawyers, but we really, ASAE is our professional community. It's my professional home. We think that's what associations do, and we're really pleased to be able to continue what we kind of started with John, to be able to talk with association execs about community and building community, maintaining community, et cetera. So again, really appreciate your being here.
Jeff, well, it's great to be here, and I'm excited to have this conversation with you about community. Associations are all about community, and when we think about that, and I think about John Graham and how I stand on his shoulders in this role and in the association community, he was very important to me. He was a mentor and a friend, and so those are the relationships that you pick up along the way, being in our sector, and why it's so special. And as I think about this and being in this role for about 7-8 months now, how the community has embraced me and how the community has supported me, recognizing it will take all of us to lead ASAE into the future. I've really taken the time to step back, to go on a listening tour, to listen to the community, to listen to members, to hear their voices and what they would want the future of ASAE to be, and how they can be a part of that realized future. And it's very exciting. I think the future is very bright, and it'll take all of us to achieve the goals that we seek. I had the great fortune of entering this role with a strategic plan. We now call it a strategic framework. And the word framework is intentional because it allows us to shape our direction based on what we're hearing from the members in our community. So community is very important to our future, is very strategic to our future, and really excited about what's to come as we all work collectively united together.
Yeah, that's so great. I'm so excited. It's been a long 2 years of not being together, for the annual meeting and great ideas and all that. And I really do, one thing John had said was, we used to think that if you had products and services, educational programs and that sort of thing, that would build community. But he said, I think it's the other way around. You really need to focus on building community, the relationships and all that. And then, the programs, the products and services will sort of take care of themselves. I think that's a good bit of advice. So I'm really curious. I feel just like in the catbird seat kind of here. You've rolled out a number of initiatives, conscious inclusion, and some other tools for execs. And so do you mind talking a little bit about that, maybe explaining that and how it kind of all relates to community? But I'm really excited about what you're doing.
Oh, wonderful. Glad you're excited, Jeff. It is really about community. And so your podcast is spot on, right? Because it's about the relationships, it's about the experiences that we have with each other, the memories we create, it's about the networking. We've known each other for a very long time. And so it's because of this community that we're able to have this casual conversation among friends. I shared with you that I've been on a listening tour. I thought, it'll be about 3 months and that'll be great. But no, I'm realizing because we're living in such different times, it's important to stay close to the member community, to hear what issues they're addressing, what does value mean to them. And so the listening tour which will be ongoing, has really shaped my thinking about the organization and that of the leadership team here. We have a great team that's really focused on, opening up the organization, to invite the community in so that we can work collaboratively together, as I shared before. So what does that mean? So you mentioned conscious inclusion. ASAE has a long history of supporting diversity, equity, and inclusion. You've been an investor in that. You've been a part of that. You know our history. But what we've learned is that we need a strategy around DEI. We have a very successful community in our DELT program, our Diversity Executive Leadership Program, where we support underrepresented communities' success in leadership roles and professional development. But we recognize that we have an opportunity to be more intentional and more conscious, right, around DEI. And so conscious inclusion will allow us to produce the tools and the resources to help our members and their organizations be more successful strategically and intentionally in measuring the impact that they're having in the DEI space. So what you can expect to see will be new products and services that we will roll out related to DEI and supporting our members. One new product that will be launched soon is called a Ready Me initiative, where we're helping underrepresented populations, and we will also scale that in the future, help them to be ready and prepared when they have career advancement opportunities. So that will include an online component as well as a boot camp. So we're going to take it a step further, and we will also create a boot camp for executives that are needing a deeper level of engagement to understand how they can show up in a very authentic, transparent way when they are hiring underrepresented leaders in the organizations and enabling them to be successful. So under the conscious inclusion umbrella, we will roll out bolder products and services that we can actually measure success over a period of time. Through the listening tour within the community, we realized that our members are saying we need just-in-time research. Things are happening too quickly, can't keep up. We need comparable research. We need two things. We need content and we need community. So we are partnering with McKinley Advisors, and also, speaking of community, Association Forum, where I worked previously, and that's an effort to bring the community together on an initiative called Association Insights Center to provide just-in-time research, convening a panel of thought leaders, CEOs who are influencers. So you'll believe this to be different about our research approach. The influencers are shaping the research agenda. So it's not about ASAE telling you this is what we're going to research. You're telling us what's most important to you based on real-time needs. So that's, again, a form of community and how we are opening the organization to bring in the voice of the member so that we can serve more transparently and really work towards a stronger value proposition as we kind of navigate these uncertain times. And I'll end with this, not our conversation. Talked about our annual meeting, right? We've not met in person annual meeting in 3 years. So Nashville, we are bringing the community together in person. Nashville, we're really focusing on the in-person relationship. So there'll be a post-virtual option. But while we're in Nashville, we're going to focus on the member, and we're going to focus on the memories and the experiences that we create during that time. So we have a lot of fun things occurring here at ASAE.
Oh my gosh, so much great stuff. I mean, what you talked about first, the conscious inclusion. I mean, I look back and I just think, wow, ASAE did such a great job with that, sort of putting it out for the members, the DELT program, in a way that, everybody gets it, buys into it, and realizes how important it is. And, we sort of had that summer of George Floyd with the big, the first year of the pandemic, and a lot was going on, and we still are sort of reeling from some of that. And I just view ASAE and actually association executives in general as leaders, not just for their industries and professions, but potentially for the country and the world, because your job is community and governance and sort of conflict resolution and moving ahead on a consensus base through the governance process. And so it sounds like that process has been working well since you came in. I know that Susan Robertson did a great job during the interim, trying to keep everything together. But it's really exciting. It's just so important. Diversity is so important. We all know if we're in a meeting and there's a whole bunch of different types of folks there, it's better. There's better results. It's to me, that's the way I see it.
Yeah, I mean, when you think about inclusivity, we know research will tell you that you are more likely to achieve stronger, more profitable business results through diversity, equity, and inclusion. So you're bringing different ideologies, different perspectives, approaches to your business. And so the more we can open up our hearts and our minds to receive that, I think as a community, we will continue to be more successful. We've made progress. We have a lot more progress to, we have a long road to travel, but I definitely can see some intentionality and the need to understand, to learn the paths of others, being strategic and being aligned into organizational practices, which it will require. I say, you can't manage what you can't measure. So aligning diversity, equity, and inclusion to your strategic plan, holding organizational leaders accountable for the delivery of key performance indicators will be important. So when we talk about conscious inclusion, we really want to be able to start developing the tools and the resources so that we can hold organizations accountable, because it's people in the organizations, right? So yeah, that would be very important to us as we enter this next phase.
Yeah, and also the tool you mentioned in partnering with Association Forum and McKinley.
Yeah.
I mean, you went to Association Forum, was it 10 years ago, maybe, or something?
Yeah, I was there, Jeff, from 2014. No, yeah, 2014 to what is this? 2021, August 2021.
Wow.
So,
and I know that what you did there was just amazing. Really building up programs. Really, I mean, it's a really vibrant, excellent association. So congrats there.
oh, thank you.
Bigger things coming. And Nashville. So looking forward to that. And so having it be more about the experience. Do you have any little surprises or anything, or special things? Are we going to I'll get guitars when we go there or something?
Well, we would love that, but I'm not sure it's in the budget. You can ask Bush Spirit right with Nashville CBD. He might surprise us with that. But we're testing a variety of concepts in Nashville. We definitely want to emerge with new engagement opportunities. We recognize that our members haven't met in about 2-3 years, and we really want to focus on the relationship aspect of it as we look to understand how we can be successful in the hybrid space. Our numbers are looking pretty good. Our numbers are pacing to 2019, so we're excited about that. And so there is this pent-up demand to meet, to be safely in person, and our members are looking to ASAE to lead the way. We can't revert back to 2019. We're not going back there. So I think it's going to be a great meeting.
Yeah, shoot, you reminded me, I got to get my hotel room.
Yes, you do.
I know, I better do that as soon
We're likely to sell out.
We hang up.
Yes. Yeah. There's a lot of new things in Nashville. We always have a great experience there. We were there last in 2014, and we had a great experience. They always do a good job for us.
Yeah, I suppose I should put in a little bit of just a plug for others, but we did have the opportunity through conversations with you to become a founding donor of the ASAE Foundation's John Graham DEI Fund. And we're really proud of that, and we hope that many others do join as well, because it's such an important initiative, and we couldn't be happier to be involved with that.
Yeah, yes, we appreciate your investment in the future. We're just talking about the importance strategically of diversity, equity, and inclusion. Our strategy around conscious inclusion and your investment will allow us to incubate new products and tools for our members sooner, faster, quicker, which is kind of like the motto around here these days. You can only imagine.
Sooner, faster,
Better,
quicker.
quicker. Yeah. So, and then, we have this whole concept, right, of minimal viable product. We, because we're creating community around what we're releasing, we're not expecting perfection. We know a product or service will enter the field and we will learn from our members' experience. So that's another example of community and leveraging the community to support the offerings that we will be releasing in the future.
Yeah, and so we are doing this for association execs who might want to listen in or look. And you've been talking with everybody on your listening tour. Other things that people are reaching out for, so execs and national or regional, local associations and otherwise, advice to you, and what would you tell association execs who are trying to figure out how to rebuild back that community? Because I know we've been talking about what ASAE is doing, but a lot of folks out there with the same kind of situations, their staffs have been sort of cut back, their membership may be suffering a little bit, they've changed their whole meeting program around. What do you have to say to those folks?
I would say be comfortable with the level of experimentation that we've engaged in over the past several years, and also learn from that. We sometimes believe we need to have the right answer, and we're just not in that time. We have it's like a new playbook, as many would say, and so that's the reality that we're in, and be open to learning from others, and that is the value of community. Be comfortable with being vulnerable, bring empathy to the organization, authenticity. Those are new leadership traits that I'm hearing more about. It's okay to say I don't know. It's okay to bring that level of vulnerability, and so in leaning into your community to support during these challenging times. And if we think we're out of the woods, we're not. And we just have to understand and appreciate that. And that's the beauty, the value of the relationships that we've established over the years and the connections.
Yeah, that's really a great point. Relationships are so important for building the community. I have a musician friend, actually, he's in Nashville, Roy Wooten, and his big motto is truth and experimenting. If you're doing what's true and what's good and following your sort of inner core with that empathy and curiosity, you got to experiment a little bit these days. Anyway, those are really wise words and good words of advice. Well, I appreciate your taking the time. I don't know if I haven't asked a really good question that you want to answer to, if you have anything else you want to mention, but we're really grateful. I'm very appreciative of being able to talk with you and being able to support you and ASAE as much as we can.
Thank you, Jeff. I really appreciate having this conversation with you, and very grateful that you are carrying on the legacy of John Graham through this channel. I'm sure he will be pleased, and he's excited to know that the impact that he's had on you. And so whatever we can do at ASAE to continue these conversations, please let us know. We have an amazing team here that's full of knowledge, and but most importantly, we look forward to seeing everyone in Nashville. Community, go community, go. That's right.
Let's go get the whole band together again.
Absolutely, get the whole band together again. That would be great.
Great. Okay, Michelle Mason, President and CEO of ASAE. So thankful. Appreciate it.
Thank you. So thankful to appreciate you. Thanks.
All right. Thanks, everybody.
Bye.